Is that people
What are some exercises that who are watching or listening
or listening
or
can
listening
practice to be able
can practice
to build
to be able to build
their
their
willpower?
their willpower? Scientifically proven technique to increase willpower.
So one simple technique
So one simple technique
that my
guru taught
in the monastery,
me in the monastery,
the way to develop how is to finish
willpower is to finish
what you begin.
what you begin.
It's really easy to
It's really easy to start something.
start something,
It's really to start something,
but to finish something takes tremendous
amount of
right? At the start,
right.
everybody's
At the start, everybody is
inspired.
Yeah. They are full of
enthusiasm and
energy, enthusiasm, and energy because they are
because they're motivated. They're motivated, right? So
they're motivated to something
new.
Something new is
inspiring, and
then halfway
project
everybody
each other and go,
look at each other and go, whose idea was this?
Right?
And then
people just abandon it and go start something new.
And to go start something new.
When you finish
when you finish
you begin
what you begin,
you actually
requires tremendous amount of work.
So the way I develop
my bicep
is I use my bicep
to
lift
weight to develop more wise.
Right?
I use my bicep to develop myself.
The way you develop
willpower to use your mental
to develop more muscle. So every time
you finish what you begin, you actually develop in willpower.
So for me,
the way I develop willpower,
so
I look at my average day
and I go,
what are the opportunities in my day
that I can use to develop willpower. One simple thing that
I talk about quite often is every day I sleep.
Right, it's a
reoccurring event.
I never go a day without sleeping.
Right.
Right, so every day I sleep.
So before I sleep,
I floss.
I brush my teeth
on my pajamas.
Then go to sleep.
How do I finish the process?
How do I finish the process?
To sleep,
Process of sleep.
I make the bed
the bed in the morning.
So every day I make it.
So every day I wake up
in the morning.
In the morning, I make the bed.
There's not a single day that
There's not a single day
that goes by
that I haven't made the bed in the last 25 years. 25 years. Alright, I just say every day I wake up, I finish.
So when I make the bed,
so when I make the bed,
I finish what I begin. And I'm developing willpower. So now most people look at mundane things throughout the day, like making the bed. Throughout the day,
like making the bed.
It's a mundane task. Why should I waste time on it?
Or the other mundane task, why should I waste time or energy?
Whereas in the monastery,
monastery,
we were trained
where we were trained
that all the simple
tasks
throughout the day, from making the bed to putting away your clothes, washing your breakfast, this in the morning. You come into the house and you take your shoes off and you take your shoes off. Instead of kicking it to the side, you can put them neatly. It takes an extra 5 neatly. Takes an extra 5 seconds. But you're finishing the process of coming home. Right? And all those things are little acts to develop willpower. Imagine if you are taking a pebble and putting it in a jar every time. 2 weeks later, the jar will be filled with pebbles. So I looked at the task throughout the day, finishing those tasks as opportunities to develop willpower. And after a month, I developed tremendous amount of willpower. Now I can use that willpower and direct it with my align it with my passion to create discipline in my life, so that I can enjoy what I love more.
Because how you do anything is how you're training yourself to do everything.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's about creating
yourself to do everything. Because how you do anything.
Because how you do anything
is how you're training.
Is how you're training yourself
to do everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's about creating rituals throughout the day. People don't realize. That's right. So the whole monastery, the life in the monastery was filled with rituals. Everything we did the whole day by looking at a monk, you could tell what time of. Right. So I've structured my life now to create as many rituals as possible throughout the day. And I'm even training my 10-month old daughter the same way. She sleeps at she sleeps at the certain time. At a certain time. She eats at a certain time. We take her for a walk. Walk at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock. In the evening. In the evening every day. At 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. She bathes at a certain time. Just to train. Rituals. And rituals steps. And rituals shape. The subconscious mind. The subconscious mind helps you to create those patterns in the subconscious.
Okay, that's absolutely.
That's absolutely
incredible. So,
what
would be your message?
What would your message
be for everybody
who's
watching, if we're going to get
if we are gonna give them a challenge?
I would say, step one, truly take time to figure out what your passion in life is, because that's really going to drive your ability discipline. One of the ways
is being just by
yourself.
Yes, and the simple way.
Yes, and the simple ways.
Simple thing to do is wake up in the morning. Have a shower. Find a quiet spot in your apartment. Or your home. And sit down with yourself. 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. No music. No books. No podcast. Nothing. And just have a conversation. I want to get to know Jim. I might have a conversation with you. I might have a conversation with you. I need to ask you questions. Right, if I ask you ate yesterday? What you ate yesterday? I don't learn very much. But I ask you, why do you do what? But I ask you, why do you do what you do? Tell me about your life passion. If I do that every week, I'll really get to know you. So have that same conversation with yourself. If you do that every day, I bet you after a month or 3 months. 3 months, you'll start. You'll start to discover what is truly important in your life. And that becomes your passion, which then you can align your willpower by finishing what you begin every day. Pick one task. If making your bed in the mornings. If you don't make the bed in the morning, start making the bed. Every morning, wake up. Make your bed. Make a bed.
Or wash the dishes.
Wash the dishes. And every time you finish what you begin, don't think that you are making the bad thing. Think that you're developing the bad thing. That you're
training.
You're training. The training. It's a training. It's a training practice. Right? So when I make the bed. I don't look at it as I'm making the bed. I look at it as I'm developing my willpower, and that drives me to make the bed. And that the willpower I'm developing here allows me to spend time to discipline my life. Which allows me to get more what I love in my life. That's right. That's why I make the bed.
I think a large part of people who watching this right now, they believe that they haven't found purpose, or they think
their purpose, or they
that there's
think
just
that they're just
one purpose to their life. What's your feeling?
One way that you're feeling about purpose.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know their purpose because they've never spent any time trying to find their purpose. And there's no structure.
And there are no structured
approach
to it.
So even when you're growing up, nobody tells you in school that you need a purpose in life. But if you look at
But if you but if look at your daily life, your whole life
is driven
by purpose.
By purpose.
By purpose.
People get in a car. Why?
People get in a car. Why?
Because there's a purpose.
Because there's a purpose.
Purpose to drive to go to dinner.
To try to go to dinner.
Drive to go to work.
Try to go to work.
Right? You take a
shower.
There's a purpose.
You take a shower.
You know.
There's a purpose.
Everything.
You know everything.
You do throughout
the day.
All the mundane.
All the mundane
things is purpose.
Things with purpose driving.
So why shouldn't
it's driving? So why shouldn't life have a purpose?
And most people don't.
And most people don't know their purpose.
That's because they never spend
time
with themselves.
And
then Arjun, people say to me,
and I know him, people say to me, I spend time with myself.
Every evening.
I walk
my dog for
half an hour.
That's my alone time.
That's my long time.
I'm like, no, that's.
That's walking for your dog.
And you know me, I
love defining
things
and finding things.
People say,
people say,
I go for
a
jog.
I go for a jog
in the park. That's my alone time.
That's my alone time.
No, that's jogging in the park.
That's jogging in the park.
Say, that's your alone.
You can't say that your alone time.
When I say
you want to.
But you need to sit.
You need to sit down.
No music.
No music.
No podcast.
No podcast.
No journals.
No journals.
Eyes closed. Going internally. And having
a dialogue with yourself.
The way I can get
to know you is
to spend time.
To know you is to spend time with you. We met every week.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
For lunch
for 2 hours.
After a year.
2 hours after a year.
We
know each other really well.
I know what makes you.
I know what makes you happy. What makes you sad.
What drives you, what doesn't.
What drives me, what doesn't drive you.
Same way, how would you
discover your purpose?
By
spending
structured time
with yourself.
In introspection.
And introspection.
And so we're talking
about
willpower. We're talking about discipline.
We're talking about discipline.
But underneath that.
It's
interesting.
It's interesting because I don't think a lot of people relate to
necessarily to love and
decide to love and self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
The self-awareness
is
so important.
It's a superpower.
It's a superpower.
That you can develop.
And you?
It totally is.
It totally is.
And if you don't
know
what you want, then you'll never be driven.
Then you'll never.
And that's why if you look
at
most people, they
go from one thing to another.
They're driven by
another. They are driven by
the trends of
society.
Now this is
popular. So I do
for a while.
It's for a while.
Maybe it's yoga.
Maybe
yoga. Then it's
yoga. Then it's cycling. And then it's this. And then Is this and
people are just
is that and people are
going from one
just going from one thing that if you look
at the most
successful people on the world the world,
they just do
one thing.
Right. They play
tennis or
yes, or
they play football.
You know, like the people.
You know, like the people.
Someone to the athlete.
Or someone wanted to.
That I work with.
That I work with.
You know, once a.
You know, as a soccer
player, and
and that's all he's done.
He's done. Ever since he was a kid.
Ever since he was a kid.
He's played soccer.
He's played soccer.
Everyday tennis.
Everyday tennis. I mean. He might play with his
cousin on the weekend or something.
On the weekend or
you know
something, you know.
But that's all he does.
But that's all he does.
He just does.
He just does one thing.
And that's why
he is silent in it.
He's silent.
He's silent in this.